Welcome, everyone, to Analytics are for the nerds. We are entering week. It doesn't matter still. So let's have a good week. Let's go.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up.
All right. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just put my laptop on a box of Kleenex, which looks really trashy. So I hope everyone else is doing better. All right. I don't know if that was a good idea. All right. It is name brand, but okay.
Are you getting that seasonal stuff going on or what?
Yeah, it's I don't know if everyone else feels this, but it's like 70 degrees, then snows, then 50, then 10, and then 70. So I just I feel like I grew wisdom teeth. So that's where I'm at. How are you guys feeling?
In the pre-show meeting, all Ellie said was, "This doesn't have to go an hour if you guys don't want to." That was her only, like, if we don't want to go an hour, it's so
if we don't if there's like awkward silence, oh, we keep doing this. Keep doing it. Wait. Oh, guys, that was our show. So.
We're just off. No, I have not been able to feel my eyes in like 3 weeks. I just, I have that real itchy, always like just stuffing my knuckles into my eyes lids.
Sounds like you need Kleenex. Kleenex, sponsored of Analytics. No.
Don't be saying shit like that unless we.
Can they?
No free promo for sure. I just make you do like 20-second ads for like 20 different companies and send them out. Just try to get our sponsor.
Someone. There's been there was so much going on this week, and we'll talk about it soon, but a lot of football, a lot of trades. I know I was one of those nervous Nellies that texted you guys about Deion Dawkins, and I was like, what's happening? So thank you, Ryan and Lou, for telling me that he's a jokester. And I just want to go on record and say, if you have to explain your joke, it doesn't mean it's a good joke. It's
right. Like, I just didn't get it. Like, just exactly that. Like, how or why is that funny? Like, I got you. You didn't. You just made yourself look stupid.
Yeah. With getting more $400 million more. And okay.
Yeah.
But thank you. I just want to go on record to say thank you both for guiding me to, hey, no, he just signed a really nice extension, so he's staying. But let's get into what everyone's tuning in for right now. For the Everything and Nothing segment, this week we're going to talk about Kate Middleton and how there's a lot going on. I know, Ryan, you know probably a lot about it. Lou, I know you said you know nothing. You just know that she played soccer in college, which is why she's being brought up right now.
Didn't know that either.
Starting from zero and letting you know what's going on with this. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know anything about it. So, I mean, you give us a little thing here, and then
I'll give you something. I think, Ryan, feel free to jump in. I have plenty of okay, so in the United Kingdom, which is where England is, Louis. Just joking. Okay. In England, Kate Middleton was last seen on Christmas Day of 2023 by the public. On January 17th, the palace released a statement announcing that the princess had planned abdominal surgery, and the surgery was successful, and she will remain in the hospital for 10 to 14 days and won't be really seen until after Easter. So her surgery was the 16th. Palace releases on the 17th. Just a reminder, when royals have babies, they're expected to like walk out on stage and smile and have hair and makeup done like 2 hours after one of the hardest, most painful things people do. So just reminder. So then it was reported that King Charles and Catherine left the hospital on the same day at the same hospital, but there's no evidence that she left. So now there's a Spanish journalist that has gone on record that said that Kate was actually in a coma. And then the palace said, "Hey, that's not true." And then the journalist said, "Yeah, no, I have like proof, and you guys are just saying no because that's what you do." And then the palace did not respond to that. Apparently, allegedly, doctors had to intubate her after some serious complications that they didn't expect because the operation went well, but the post-op period it didn't go well. So that's what this reporter is alleging. Palace denies this. There is a rumor that this is the fun stuff that it's actually really sad. It's a rumor that is bowel reconstruction. So she potentially could have a colonoscopy bag, right? Is that what that's called? Right.
Yeah.
Crohn's. So like, I think they're like, they're very British. So you don't talk about poop or anything. So I think they're like, so there's that. There's some conspiracy theorists that think like all these people like Charles and her like there's this like ice wall in Antarctica that people are going to that like you won't be found after like if you do bad things, and that's just I think another version of Harry Potter that us Americans didn't read. But there's like a picture. Oh, I could send it to you and you can post it. But there's a picture of Kate driving at Windsor with her mom, and it was taken by the Paps. And this is after everyone started saying, "Hey, where's Kate?" And they really released this picture, and it kind of looks. People are comparing it to a very like Weekend at Bernie's sort of thing. She's like, but she also looks just like her sister. And then that same day, people were like, "What? This is weird." Same day was Mother's Day in London, in England, and they released this photo, which is what everyone's talking about. And it was a Mother's Day photo, and it's heavily photoshopped where it's like the picture of Kate was used from her Vogue cover shoot. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to
this one here to the right. That like where the bricks were different or whatever,
yes,
right?
yes,
like,
yes, yeah.
I do know that. I saw that and I was like, okay, I get that. Bricks different, but I didn't get anything.
I feel like we need the Unsolved Mysteries music playing in the background.
And then there's actually it's like the same hairstyle she had in 2016, which I'm just gonna send you, Louie, real quick. So anyway, so the image was so photoshopped of her family photo, which was used from a picture from her Vogue cover shoot before she was married, a hand from that wasn't, there's no wedding ring, all the stuff, and that the Associated Press said they told everyone you have to kill this photo, you can't use it anymore because it goes against our integrity. We don't do fake images, we only do non-edited images, and so then the palace like looks like a dodo bird because of that. But here's the interesting thing. So, well, that's interesting in itself. But when there's no proof of life, right? Like the queen had bone cancer for the last like 8 months of her life, at least. Last 6 months of her life, she was in a wheelchair, and they still would have her on Zoom calls, just be like, "Hello, I'm all right," and that's what she sounds like. I'm sorry, RIP. She kind of sounds like a hot Irish woman. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Holy matey.
Commonwealth. I'm so sorry. I don't know why she's poor now. Also, so Kate's uncle was on Celebrity Big Brother, and he was like saying, "Hey, if it's announced, then I'll comment on it." Like he was on camera saying that. There's this other rumor that the press there is very important, and there's a lot of checks and balances between the press and the palace. And now I think the press is trying to show that like, hey, we have power here. And they're bringing up the fact that William had this affair in 2019 with a friend of the family. And they like brought it up again to kind of spark some like, hey, if you're not going to tell us where Kate is, like, we're going to start this rumor again. And you don't want a fresh king like with like a an affair on his shoulder. So there might be rumor that Kate's either dead.
Has there ever been a king that hasn't had an affair?
But there's like my favorite rumor is that she got a Brazilian butt lift, which is hilarious because she is doesn't seem like that kind of girl. She could have gotten a nice I'm in my 40s facelift, or a serious thing. There's talks about, possibly issues from again, alleged eating disorder, which we don't want to go down that route, but potentially Crohn's, or that she's like, I'm just leaving this guy and I'm trying to like make him nervous because he's cheating on me again, which like, yeah, calm down. Like, so anyway, I'm going with Brazilian butt lift. And,
wait, wasn't there a video of her like crying from a hospital bed too? Did I make this part up?
I think you're making that one up, but I like it.
I feel like I saw her.
I'm sure the Palace will say it's that's happening too, but very exciting. I like that it's someone else's problem, like country's problem, and we don't have to talk about our politics in our country. So I love this.
Yeah, I honestly had no indication as to what. Yes, exactly. Put the tinfoil hat on. I wish I had one. Too. But look, I have no indication as to what actually is going on. But I just find it funny to think that on Mother's Day, she's going to post a picture. She's going to like play around with digital design, and try to Photoshop in a picture. And then like, that's literally the excuse, like a dog ate my homework type excuse. I mean, who is believing that in their right mind? So,
Yeah. And they posted on Twitter that like, hey, I was just like goofing around with Photoshop in my hospital bed. It's like, no, you weren't. No one fools around with Photoshop. It's too expensive.
Was like, has Kate Middleton ever been anything but? Is she a princess or whatever? Was she an actress that just married this dude? I feel like I know her from somewhere else, but no, maybe
I know from Suits, and that's Meghan Markle. But Kate
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no,
I think she was a fashion buyer. She was. Oh no, she was. I believe she studied art history in college. I think they were so mean. They used to call her Waity Katie because she just waited around to get married, which is also mean. Like, they're so mean.
I just don't understand how the royal family really works, I guess. Like, it's not like it was 100 years ago. They're not slaying kings, right? Like, so you're just married into it, and then whoever is Prince Harry a guy still? He's still around?
Yeah. So it was actually more than 100 years. Hey, Chanel. It was actually more than.
Hey, Chanel.
Let's get our hot take on the queen.
Chanel said she likes the Brazilian butt lift theory.
I'm good, right? I think it's yeah. They weren't slaying kings. 100 years ago was only 1924, so they were slaying. That was not that, but I appreciate you remembering some parts of history just in the wrong part of the history, Lou. Yeah, it's like Charles is also and also Camilla's out of commission right now. She's on vacation, which like from what? And there's also a theory since she's gone, Charles was like sick, Kate can't be found. William was supposed to go to his like godfather's funeral. He was the king of Greece and he backed out. And then Mitch McConnell like dropped out of the Senate. And then like it's all these conspiracies, like all these politicians are
All right. I asked for this. I asked to find out about this, but I know nothing more right now than I did 13 minutes ago. I got to tell you, but it's a me problem, not a you problem.
I probably explained it wrong, but it's basically a bad Photoshop has now turned everyone wondering, like, is this person alive? And they haven't seen her since December 25th, and now it's March 13th. So like, it's been a while.
And there's still nothing. Like, she's not come in. She hasn't said, hey, everything's fine and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay.
No. And then like every photo is like, you can't see her face or it looks different. And, again, it goes into what they do over there is like, you are like, the people pay for them and their lifestyle. Like everything they do is because of the people and their taxes. So they are indentured, sir. Like their service is to the people, and like they have to show up, they have to wave, they have to like do that stuff. So the fact that she isn't is why it's like, hey, like I own you, like wave.
Man, we should have talked about the death of TikTok instead of this, but I just don't. I need a whole nother, like, I should have needed a whole pre-lesson to get to a point where I could have taken your words and absorbed them. Yeah, can you
just get one of these?
I'm just gonna send that hat over. Anything else in the everything and nothing world?
No. No.
All right. I mean, that was no, it was a lot. I wish I could. I'm gonna go research it now. I just thought what?
Did we talk about Trish and Miley Cyrus's sister? We talked about that, right?
No.
We know the crazy. Oh, okay. Let's go to American history now.
Okay.
Okay. Miley Cyrus's sister.
Okay.
It's not Dylan, but it's like some cute name. Okay, we'll just call her Miley Cyrus's sister, unless you Google and tell me what it is. Brandy? It's not
Noah?
Brandy.
Brandy?
Noah. It's Noah. Thank you. So Noah Cyrus dated the guy from Prison Break. He was like 56 and she was 26.
Wow, she's a smoke show.
They're all beautiful. Like that, everyone in that family is stunning. So she dated this guy, and then they didn't have like a, oh my gosh, let's like be like they were probably just like hooking up kind of thing, but for like 9 months or for a while. So they break up. Her mom, Trish, starts dating him, and then she marries him. So she married her daughter's ex-boyfriend. Billy Ray Cyrus's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Cyrus made married like a 24-year-old named like Mooncastle or something fun like that. And Trish goes is like, forget that girl. I'm going to marry my daughter's ex-boyfriend. So then she's Eskimo sisters with her daughter.
I don't know. Nothing about that's not hot to me. You're trying to gross this out. I'm like, that seems awesome.
This is a tough.
Everything about that seems pretty cool. Sorry.
It seems pretty cool.
It seems I'm on board. With like anybody from the Cyrus family, they're all of age, right?
Beautiful. They're all talented. They're all but
I would even give Billy Ray a shot, I think, to just be part of that family. I think give him a little, how's your mama? Awesome.
That's not okay. Well, that's not weird. You're right. Okay.
I just wanted to I wanted to make that a little bit more weird. No, you're giving me more knowledge. I didn't even know who Noah Cyrus was until I just looked her up, and now I'm gonna want to know. Man, that was gonna even sound creepier. Now I want to know more about her. No, I'll listen to some of her music. How about that?
Oh, there you go. Look at that. See, we're this again. Women helping women. Okay. But that's all I have. Let's now. I'm sorry for everyone who hates hot goss, but now we're going to talk about football. Boo! No, I'm joking. We've had so much exciting news in the last week or two. Let's talk about the big board draft on Underdog.
Yeah, so I'm just entering one now. This one, I'll keep where are we here? I don't know. Okay, we're waiting for 4. I will keep track of these, Rye. I will like label them. Ours, we'll probably do them throughout the year. But this is our first together. How many do you have done just with yourself so far?
I have about 20, I think. Of the big board fun. Yeah.
I had about 20. Yesterday was a really fun day to do. I probably did like 5 or 6 yesterday, just with all the information going around and all the crazy stuff. So where do you think your biggest difference in ADP is going to come? Like, I guess just position wise, as we're kind of getting into this now. I mean, obviously the running backs are going to shake up a lot here, right?
Yeah, I think for early draft strategy, the first thing I've noticed is that unlike most years where I think there's this fake first tier of running backs, I think that this year there's a real tier. And I wonder if you're going to see a lot of, whether it's McCaffrey, whether it's Brees, whether it's Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, any of those top guys, Kyron could do it again. I wonder if having one of those guys is going to be the key, because you look at, yes, there are those top guys, but look at the, wide receiver 4 right now, Justin Jefferson, has so many question marks around him at quarterback. He is unquestionably the most talented receiver in the NFL, but I think you're denying yourself if you're just not looking at the fact that he's going to have a downgrade this year at quarterback. And that affects the best of the receivers. If you go back, it's always going to affect, the receiver. So it's a really interesting time to be doing these drafts, because again, you're taking your temperature on where you're at on these players at this specific time, and then it's going to obviously evolve over the summer.
I want to argue, excuse me, against that a little bit. I did see something about Jefferson's numbers specifically without Cousins, and they were monster. And I do think that we kind of overcompensate for that when we talk about star wide receivers, because even then, like if they do have a weaker quarterback, I feel like they're going to funnel through their top guy a little bit more and rely on him a little bit more. I think that's a great opportunity to like get value on those guys. Like I'm still drafting Jefferson. He's the fourth out of those top four for me for sure, but like he's not going to fall behind that. Like he's not going to fall because they got Sam Darnold right now as their quarterback. And honestly, I think Sam Darnold's going to do pretty good.
Well, perfect. We'll be put to the test right now.
Yeah, we got the fourth pick.
Yeah. Look, I think free agency, I was I was easily Jefferson over Chase. I think now I'm starting to consider Chase there, but it'll be interesting to see your thoughts on that.
I think I'm Chase here, number 4. I think I might even be Chase over Tyreek Hill, but you have it set up the way that it's in ADP. You have McCaffrey, CD, Tyreek, and then Chase. Or Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think
I have CMC as a tier 1 running back. I have CD Lamb and Tyreek as the tier 1 wide receivers, and then Chase in a secondary tier with Jefferson, St. Brown, and Nakua as like a tier 2.
I'm good with whatever out of these 4 fall to us here at the 4th pick. I'm like I said, interested here in a little bit, and there's McCaffrey goes. I'm interested a little bit in Jefferson at possibly someone that you might be able to get to the mid to late round, maybe here in a few weeks, depending on how things shake out. I think the running backs, the like you said, the ones that are
beautiful, easily
right. That's we got Tyreek. Beautiful. Okay, great. That's a good one. All right, so Tyreek. What do you think about that pick, Allie? Like a little Tyreek Hill?
I love it. I'm sorry you lost so many good ones just right before my eyes. That was that's
Tyreek.
Right. Like, I want St. Brown or Puka, and I was like boop boop. So I'm so sorry that
oh no, they're still there. They just
not at 4.
We're not gonna have them in the second round.
I do like the idea of doing a couple of these where you take someone in the first round that's later in the first, because you get a unique build, right? It's easier to take, some of these players, but you never want to reach too far on ADP unless, you're just doing it to potentially vary what you have in your portfolio.
Somebody smart, and now I don't want to misquote who it was, but somebody I trust a lot in this is like, legitimately start your draft, take whoever's left in ADP the first round, start your draft and get back into the third round, like come back, you just take the first 2 guys that come up ADP, best ADP value, and then where you want to start diversifying and being a little different in the third round. And I kind of agree with that. I don't want to get too cute in the first rounds. You're going to diversify enough just based off of the your luck and where you get picks, so I don't try to get too cute with ADP there in the first round. I have my little strong convictions about certain guys, but I try not to get too cute. I want everybody that's going in the first round. I want a little bit of that shares,
Yeah, I think at some point too, it becomes a strategy to take the ADP value. So I'm looking at a draft from the other day. This was just before the Zach Moss news came in. So I got him at pick 164, which he's going at least, 50 picks sooner currently. But I'm taking, picks 12 past ADP. Ridley at 68 when his ADP is 55. JSN at 77 when his ADP is 65. So eventually it just gets to the point where you're just trying to scoop all of that value and try to potentially say, hey, listen, if this is an ideal situation, I'm grabbing this value. Who knows if it's going to be there later in the summer or at the beginning of the fall when games start. But we have a decision to make, obviously, coming up here. Lou, what are you? Who are you targeting here?
I like I was going to ask you. I mean, I don't think he'll be here, but I like the idea of the Miami stack with Achane and Hill. I think it's
that's
going to be
first preference, easily. Yes.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I like. I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going too early, but I just love him. And then I would want to go with the quarterback here, get the top quarterback, top wide receiver if we miss out here on these two guys, which we might now. I think I'm okay with whoever's left here.
Yeah, let's do Harrison. I want. Yeah, I think he's going to continue to get steamed up, especially when he's drafted 3rd overall to the Cardinals. Or excuse me, 4th, right? Yeah, they're 4th.
Yeah, it'll be 4th. All right, so we took Harrison Jr. So we got Harrison Jr., Tyreek. And then I kind of like this whole next. I mean, I still like Josh if he's there in the 3rd, but I really don't hate Waddle's nice here maybe for a double stack.
Yeah, he's towards the end of that tier for me. I would consider it, obviously, given that we have the stack potential. In this tier, I find myself drafting a lot of Pittman. And if I'm reaching just a little bit just for fun, I mean, it's a Wednesday night where, this is analytics are for the nerds. We're having a good time. Why the hell can't we take Jalen Neighbors or Malik Neighbors, excuse me.
Neighbors, yeah.
I have 2 of the rookies, and they're both going to be, one of the. I think it's Daniel Jeremiah was saying this is like having, Larry Fitzgerald as Rome Odunze, and you have 2 other, Hall of Fame receivers in this class. So I think why not, but again, that'd be a bit of a reach. You have London, who's going to continue to steam up boards. Maybe our target should be a player we expect in August is, of course, right? You want to pick the player that's going to get best closing line ADP, but whether that's London, he's going to probably be an early 2nd round pick when all is said and done. So
I don't hate Laporta here either, but I think I want one of these wide receivers. Start off with the 3 strong wide receivers. I think there's a lot in running backs you can get later. We are on the clock here. I like these 5. I would talk about throwing Laporta in there. I think I'm this order.
Just say it for our audio listeners what you're thinking.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're right.
We got 5 seconds.
Yeah,
5 seconds.
What do we want?
5 seconds, hurry.
Go Olave.
Okay. Yeah, Olave's top of the queue. So, okay. Yeah, we want Olave over Waddle, Pittman, Tank Dell, and Malik Neighbors there. Thank you for that, Ellie, because I'm just like explaining it to people like they're all watching.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, when we look back next year at these drafts, this is going to be one of the key moments in the draft. There's a couple of them. You have to hit on the late round guys. You have to, find potentially the Pukas or the Kyron Williams of next year. But this is a really important round for hitting on those receivers, I think. There's a group of guys I think that are in a pretty similar tier, but especially now that we're wide receiver heavy. I mean, if we nailed all those picks, they're clearly the wide receiver ones for whatever teams they're playing for, including Marvin Harrison. I mean, likely to be, I guess, Arizona. So fun to think about. If it, and now too, like our strategy is going to be. Probably waiting on running back, right? We want to solidify other positions if we're doing a true, zero or hero running back strategy.
Yeah, I just think there's so much in what's happened here the last couple of days with the running backs. Like, I feel like a lot of them. I feel like there's a lot of clarity in a lot of rooms now. I don't think I think there's definitive 1As and 1Bs. In most spots. So I'm totally okay with playing that. I do like a couple guys coming up here, like James Cook and Derrick Henry. I like a lot. I think Henry I think his value went up, about as much as it could with his landing spot. I do like Cook.
Speaking of that stuff, of like a lot of trades that happened this week, do you guys feel like any of the big moves are really going to affect certain players more? Like just because now they have a certain quarterback throwing to them? Like, do you guys, like, what's your take on that?
Go ahead, Ryan. Do you have any specific? My big winner was Derrick Henry, to be honest. I think Derrick Henry was like built to play for the Ravens. Like I just feel if he was going to extend his career at all, that was the spot that he was going to do it well. So I really like that. We've talked about this on the podcast before, but money equals targets normally, and I really like what Calvin Ridley and Gabe Davis got this week as far as money, and they're going to have plenty of opportunities in their two new places. So I like both of them just to get targets. My personal feeling about Gabe Davis is he's not a great wide receiver, but that doesn't always necessarily mean bad numbers in fantasy. As we're getting close here, Rye, what are we thinking? We're 5 picks away?
Yeah, 5 picks away. Can you scroll up to on ADP? So the next 5 in ADP are Devonta Smith, Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, and then James Cook. I'm lukewarm on James Cook. I might prefer something like Josh Jacobs there because we can still, honestly build a pretty nice Green Bay stack potentially. Green Bay has been such a good value, I think, and it's only going to continue to get steamed up though this offseason. They have legitimately, I think, 3 or 4 wide receivers who might even, yes, they're going to vulture targets from each other, but there's a lot of weapons in that offense. So, I've liked taking Jordan Love in the middle of the rounds. We also have a chance to take Kyler Murray in the middle rounds, but now we have 3 picks coming up. We have Kupp, Higgins, and Cook are the next couple of picks, or the next. I
like McBride here too.
Me too, but I think it's early, right? Maybe that.
His ADP is 50. We won't be there when we're at 52, so it's not too early. Here we are.
So can you scroll up? What do we have on the first on the queue? Can you scroll up?
The queue is I just put Henry up there, but he's probably the least.
Can you go down again on the list? Yeah. What about Adunze here? Are you out on Adunze?
Not this early. We got 10 seconds.
Then
I'll let you
Cook.
pick.
Cook was your first pick. Do Cook.
I think Cook. All right. I like James Cook too. Yeah. I mean, he's just not going to have any kind of competition, really, right? Like they'll probably draft somebody, but you even look at like who's on the free agent list still. There's really nobody there to really challenge him for any kind of real work. I don't think. Like there's C8. That's a good question. Like as we're doing this, like where are you projecting the Cowboys to go? Like they got like CEH, Kareem Hunt. They don't have much to choose from anymore.
Yeah, I think they're going to draft someone. I think whoever is drafted to the Cowboys is going to hit the pseudo lottery, whether it's Trey Benson, someone that can play right away. I don't think it's going to be Jonathan Brooks, even though he might be the most talented back in the class, because he's probably not. He's going to end up on the PUP list, I think, to start the year. So, all right. So we have McBride just goes. That's a bummer, and so does Jacobs.
I just think Higgins blows. Higgins as is staying in Cincinnati.
Perfect. We don't have to decide. Take Adunze.
All right. I don't love that, but
Adunze over Higgins for me.
I don't love having 2 rookie wide receivers in our first 5 picks, but it's a different era, but that's it's almost guaranteed we're one of those guys kind of.
I just have a really good feeling about these. I mean, I would have gone 3 for 3 if I would have been comfortable going 3 for 3. I know it's tough, and I know that situation matters, right? I'm talking about that. How it might affect Jefferson, but man, I think these guys are the next wave, and usually you can get good value, right? And the most value you can get in early drafts typically tends to be rookie receivers. So I'm always trying to take them even above ADP. And once we get into some of these later rounds, I mean, we're only in round 5 right now, but once we get into the later rounds, I have no problem, skipping ahead a full round or more on ADP, because it's not going to be settled like this by the time August comes around. And you have to try and be as predictive as you can as to who you think is going to gain the most value between now and the start of games.
Allie, doesn't all this excitement make you want to just start diving into the draft game, or what?
Yeah, I'm really just checking out what dog is representing everyone.
It's like you're on another tab just reading more about Kate Middleton right now. if you find out some, will you let me know though?
There's Tajay. There's Ryan's Tajay.
Yeah, Tajay. And you don't think he took a hit. We got in the conversation in our group the other day. Personally, I just think him and Pollard are a little too similar. Like that, I didn't like Pollard, not because I think Pollard's going to take away, or he's that good that he's taken away from Najee. It's more so like they have very similar game styles, and I would have liked to see maybe somebody else kind of be an accent to Tajay. So
what's on Kyle Pitts? Is he injured right now?
Who Pitts?
Yeah.
No, he's good to go. I mean, you would think he was injured for.
Yeah, he's heard from Arthur Smith still, but he's
his feelings are hurt for as little as he used last year, but that's about it. Where are we at here? How many away? 6 picks away. I like all 5 of those in there. Is there any one you disagree in the queue right now?
In the queue, I would say I think you have it right as is. Actually,
I don't want Tajay yet. I don't want Pollard yet. Chubb is interesting to
Read
me.
your list for the audio listeners.
Oh yeah, okay. So right now in the queue, we're 5 picks away. We got Dalton Kincaid, Brian Thomas Jr., Jackson Smith-Njigba, Pitts, and Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, again, is that thing like, do we want 3 rookies here in our first 6 picks? But whatever. Like you said, we're having fun on a Wednesday night. If I had to pick anybody in the running back thing, it would be Najee. I know that's not your favorite guy. So as I go through and I'm looking here now, we're going to get one of these guys. Do you want to add anybody in the consideration here? To the left.
The only other one I think I would add would be Jordan Addison, just because I still think that talent could weigh out and or could win out, excuse me. So the tight ends go. So now we're down to potentially JSN or Bowers is what we have in the queue.
I really like JSN here. I hope that he sticks here, and I know that's okay. I'm good with JSN if you're good.
Yeah, I'm good with him in there.
And now we can start.
Honestly, just quickly, we have 18 seconds, but yeah. I mean, Addison had a really, really productive rookie season. I know it was with Cousins at quarterback, and he's going to have question marks, but yeah, let's do JSN. That's all right.
I like JSN there. I'm a little bit down on Addison this year. Now, I know what I just said to you about like Jefferson becoming maybe a value, because I still think that the talent outweighs, but Addison's game does not scream great for Darnold. He's going to be the long ball guy, and Darnold does not really have that in his game as much. So I think Addison could drop pretty big this year. But
let's say the Vikings swing a trade for Justin Fields. Would you have JSN over Jordan Addison still?
Yes, because I just don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to just start letting him throw the ball. I don't think anyone's going to let Fields go crazy. I think if you get Fields, he's still going to be what he is. I like Mixon, Najee here. I like Mixon. Mixon's spot was really good for him.
If Addison comes back around, we have to take him. I'm sorry. We still have to take him.
I'll give you Addison if he comes back around. I hate it. but I will give you
Yeah.
But if he comes back around, but then we do victory laps right now. I mean, come on, that's stupid value. All right, you have to take it. It's easy to me. Like,
I'll take
he
it.
had 70 catches for almost 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in his rookie season. I mean, you just take away the player, you take away the situation, you just look at that production, which is the most predictive stat for year-to-year success. Is actually just good old catches and yards and touchdowns. Like,
you take away the quarterback that's throwing to him, and you take away the coaching and the defense he's playing. You take away all that stuff, and Addison.
He's our wide receiver 6. He's our wide receiver 6. Even if he sucks, like we'll make up for it. There's so much value to be had at running back. So forget what I said earlier. It's not about that early running back. I do think there is that first tier, but man, we're gonna catch up just fine. And I love that starting 6 receivers. That's nice.
You didn't suggest Aaron Rodgers, so that's very good.
Well, now we don't know if he's going to play this year because he might be a vice president candidate. So we don't know. He's in the questionable. After these 2 picks coming up, Bri, what I will start doing. Let's get into our draft with Allie. And we're going to draft Cinderella stories because it's all about March Madness this year. I think that'll be fun. So after these 2 picks, what I will do is I'll keep the draft board up and I will continue to put names in the queue. And then if you want to just, I'll let you pretty much pick unless I really have a big disagree. But when we get up on the clock, just, yell out a name. Allie will be conscious of when we're coming up. Yeah. We can go ahead and start our draft after these 2 picks. We get done, and we'll see we'll see where we're at after we're done with the draft. Maybe you and I will hang on the thread and let Allie go to sleep.
Oh, thanks.
We're 7.
Yeah, she's not going to want to stick around when we're drafting.
Buffalo Bills wide receiver Mac Hollins. You mean
Mac Hollins? Great call. Great pick. Who is a big dog fan and not a fan of cats. Apparently, is really just an awful lot of people in Bills Mafia who like cats. I've seen it. It's like I've seen people who like love the quote, right? And the quote, I should say, it's like, don't look into a cat's eyes. They're going to steal. I don't mess with cats. They'll steal your soul or something. They'll take your soul and I don't know. Cat lovers definitely are offended by it.
I love that.
Yeah. So, right, so we have.
He's single, 6, I'm sure too.
Yeah. Right. So we're 6 picks away. We have a lot of running backs available. We have 5 in the queue. We have Najee, Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Jalen Ward, and DeAndre Swift in that order. Pollard just goes, thankfully, so I don't have to take my nemesis to my Tajay Spears, who's still available.
Who I want to find here? I want Zach Moss. He's my number 1 here.
Come on, at 93.
I'm not even joking. I think he's going to be great.
So you have Tajay Spears, Jalen Warren, DeAndre Swift, and Zach Moss so far.
I'm Swift, Moss, Spears, Warren.
All right. Well, if it comes up, I will not allow us to not get Spears. We have to get Spears.
There, he's gone, so I don't have to hear about it. Oh no, he's not. That was Swift.
But you don't have to take. You don't have to take Moss. Come on, don't take Spears. Don't take Spears. We have to take Spears.
I hope they take Spears so bad.
Please don't take Spears.
If Moss is up in the 9th, I want Moss.
Yeah,
that's likely to happen.
For the record, what is he projected? I'm just trying to figure out what you're not happy about.
Spears, please take Spears. Let's go. Please.
Yes, with my thing with Spears is this. He's dropping too much. This is too big of a drop, but he is dropping big time because of the Pollard signing with them. And like I said, my biggest concern here is that they're just too much of the same guy. So someone's going to get hurt. It could be Pollard. Like Pollard could just be a bust, but they gave him too much money to just not try to make it work. So that scares me. Zach Moss, and I think Cincinnati is just the perfect spot for Zach Moss. I don't like Chase Brown at all. I just think that Moss is going to ball. Like, I think he's better for that offense than Joe Mixon was the last 2 years. So Zach Moss
can we just go up and look in the queue here too? Who's below Javonte? Because we're looking at Brian Robinson. I'm out on no Mostert from this team.
No Jake Ferguson. I like Jameson Williams, but we got too many wide receivers.
Yep.
Justin Fields is too scary. I don't want Brock Purdy. I don't want Javonte Williams. I don't want any.
Yeah, this is an ambiguous area. So yeah, I'm good honestly with Moss here. If we're going to bet, right, we're going to place a bet at this moment. You know, that Moss is going to be the RB1 over Chase Brown. I don't hate that bet. I think they paid him money. He actually was like good at football last year. His rushing grade was excellent. He performed really well, such that they didn't give 100% of the workload right back to Jonathan Taylor. So yeah, I think I'm good with Moss here, and I think we're almost guaranteed to get him here. This guy's not taking Moss. Okay,
not enough people are being smart to adjust the ADP yet, but I don't know. This guy doesn't have a running back.
Yeah, right. It's but still he's been auto drafting. I've been following him. He's going to take Brian Robinson. Yeah, okay. He's on auto.
That's good. Perfect.
Take that AI.
Take that AI. All right, I love that. This team is fun.
It's a real fun team. I mean, look at this. So, recapping, we had Tyreek at 4, followed by Marvin Harrison Jr., followed by Chris Olave. Then we took James Cook, Rome Odunze, JSN, Jordan Addison, and then finally Tajay Spears and Zach Moss to round out, I think, a pretty good running back room for starting out with 5 receivers. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. We don't have a lot left in quarterback here. I'm going to start throwing some that I like, but we're not going to be able to really match anybody unless we get lucky with Harrison Jr. or Rome going somewhere different. These are the guys I kind of love. I want to take the rookies just for their top.
Let's not pigeonhole ourselves into a quarterback here, though. I just.
Oh, no, I don't need one now. No, I don't need one now.
Like, I still think that we could, I mean, if we – what does tight end look like? I mean, Ferguson is going to go in the next 12 picks, but –
Hawkinson, Schultz, Komet, but, I mean, I don't love Komet. I don't love anybody on this list right now. So I think we're going to be doing a lot of – personally, I don't know, but what you feel, but I feel like I'm going to do 3 or 4 back-end tight ends here. And just
I think the one, and this is going to be hilarious because I've never been a Schultz guy, but the one is Dalton Schultz to me. Look, Hawkinson has too many question marks at injury for me to feel comfortable taking him in a best ball tournament, especially when he needs to be your featured tight end. I mean, if he's your second tight end, sure, throw a dart at him and hope he comes on in the second part of the year. But yeah, I think it's potentially there. Maybe we scoop up a nice value on a running back or a wide receiver, but there's nothing I really love at this moment. Maybe we bet that Marquise Brown is going to come back to Arizona, and we try to pair him with Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a thought, but we have 9 picks, and many of these guys are probably still going to be gone. So we'll kind of wait and see.
I'm doing the top. I hate that.
What's that? Sorry,
I hate that Tua is up top.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I want him on this team just to match him with Tyreek Hill. But, yeah, I'm not high into it at all. But I feel like you almost have to, especially now that we're weak at quarterback, you almost have to match him up with Tyreek Hill. But
I think if Trey Benson is there, I would love to take him only because he seems to be the, near consensus now running back 1 of this class. And, I still think there's value to be had in this running back class because everyone has it in their mind that it's not a good class. So I think people are avoiding it, which is exactly when I want to zag, right, and take a different approach. But we'll see if he's there. And 4 running backs at this stage is probably too much. But I think if we get him there, that would be a nice value.
All right, just because we got these 2 picks coming up, we'll wait till these 2, but I do have the order ready for our draft. I'm the first pick. Allie, you're second, and Ryan, you'll be 3 and 4. And right after this, 2 picks, we'll start that. I think you got to go Tua here. I don't love Benson. I really don't. I get your point about getting value in these running backs, but to me, the premier spots are down to like 1 or 2, and I don't want to guess which one of these guys turns out to be, not just the first drafted, but just like, you still have to be right with a group of like 6 or 7 guys that are pretty ambiguous. I don't know. I am one of those people that are totally off of the rookies in the running back position. But,
all right, well, he's gone. I think we take Mike Williams if he's there. I think
like
he's
Mike
going to.
Williams. Mike Williams.
I think he's going to potentially add, or gain the most in value between now and the start of the season, especially if he signs with a good team like the Chiefs or the Bills. Who knows? I mean, and then of course my boy Keon Coleman down there. Don't let me get started on him. But I think here the pick should be. Now we're up.
I don't hate
Hockenson, Lawrence, and Williams. I think Williams is the pick. He's a tier above, in my opinion, the rest of the guys that are at receiver, and we basically lock up that position at this point.
No Schultz here. You want Mike Williams?
I want Williams here.
All right, we got to be pretty much done at wide receiver.
Yep, fine with me.
I mean, we're gonna have to do 3 or 4. This is almost a team that might at least needs 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, and like I would even go 4.
So Hockenson and Lawrence are definitely going to be gone because they'll at least get autoed between now and the time we're up. So it's going to be Caleb Williams or Cousins. I mean, I don't think we have to take a quarterback here. I know it sounds crazy, but just go. I think Schultz would be the first pick here for me.
I would have liked to do Gabe and Lawrence, but you're saying Lawrence is going to be taken, right?
He's definitely going to be taken because of the auto.
I would have liked that instead of.
Well, yeah. So actually now Shakir will definitely be taken too. Anyone that's first in the queue because Gettner is auto right now.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like Caleb here. I mean, for the upside. If it wasn't, it would be Schultz. But either way, it's a position of need. We needed, to me, it needs to be Schultz, Caleb, or Cousins.
Okay.
And I'll let
we're at 7. We're at 7 receivers. Is that right?
Yeah. To me, the wide receiver position's done. Like we're so strong there that I wouldn't even want an 8th guy. I want to get a whole bunch of ambiguous running backs. I want probably 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, and maybe a 4th tight end or a 4th quarterback, depending on whichever one we're the weakest.
Yep. I know I'll get vetoed, but I'm just going to throw it out there so that I can go back to the record if it ends up being a great pick. But my pick would still be Keon Coleman if he's there, just because I think he's going to be that good. I think he's going to be that much of a difference maker. So just putting it out there. I know we don't have to take him. All right, so Caleb Williams is gone. I think Schultz is probably the pick here, and then we just hope we get one of these quarterbacks to hit.
Well, Genter is going to take Goff, right? If he's not taken here.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good.
Who definitely will be there?
No. I'm good with Schultz. I am also good with Kirk Cousins, but
and Keon Coleman, you're good with him too?
No, not him.
Okay. All right.
All right. I think Schultz.
Can I can't get my one veto? Can't just like my one dice roll here? It can't just be that.
No, not for an 8th wide receiver in the 11th round.
It's there. You have to start 3. You have to start 3.
You're killing me. You're killing me. I don't think we're going to do a lot more of these.
If he's the wide receiver 2 on the Bills, how early are you drafting him?
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I have 7 other wide receivers. Dalton Schultz. I'm vetoing.
Don't draft. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, you were on Dalton Schultz for the first time in your life, and now you're mad at me about it? All right.
Because Schultz. At the same time, I didn't think.
Take a drink of your juice. Your juice, Shelby.
All right. Want to do the Cinderella Story draft?
Ryan wants to end this podcast.
I'll get over it. I do have, I think it's like 43% exposure to him myself, so I think I'll be all right.
All right. What did
All
I
right,
say?
let's do our draft.
Okay. I said I had the first pick, you're second, and Ryan's third. All right. The first pick in the Cinderella story, there's so many good ones, and there's ones that I definitely want to make sure I have more than others. But Jamaica, we got a bobsled team. The Cool Runnings bobsled team is my number one pick because I just needed it. If one of you guys would have picked them, I would have been so mad. So the Jamaican bobsled team from Cool Runnings is my number one pick in the Cinderella Story draft, and I love it. So with that, Ellie.
Great pick. My pick is the 1980s men's U.S. hockey team, the Miracle on Ice. Defeated the Soviets and went on to defeat Finland 4-2 after being down 1-2 in the third. U.S. men's hockey team, Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, I love that. That would have. I think that
was Ryan's pick. I think as poor Ryan's just getting defeated.
Thinking that I was going to get him at 3 or get that team at 3 was almost as good as potentially getting Keon Coleman in the T11.
Sorry,
but alas, it's a constant disappointment over here. All right, well, my pick, which is just so funny to contrast these two teams, that I was going to potentially get the 1980 U.S. men's national team hockey win against the Soviets, but instead I'm going to get the 2007 Boise State win against Oklahoma in the, I think it was the Fiesta Bowl, right?
Yeah, that was great. That
was just, it's like, you know, it's just such a great game. Like, and that, you know, the play at the end and the what is it, the Statue of Liberty, right? And the 2-point conversion to win it, and then the guy, one of the players, like proposing to his girlfriend, like that's great.
Right after the game, yeah, the whole story, cool.
They're divorced now. What?
Hello? Yeah, I mean, if you're going by statistics, they may be, but
this is like, you know, and this just goes to how much I'm a homer. But my next pick is a Cinderella team that didn't end up winning the whole thing, but it's the 05-06 Buffalo Sabres, just because that team, like, nobody was expecting that team to do anything, and they came out of the lockout and just, like, you know, just dominated. And that was like the most fun I've had watching hockey, was like right around then. So gotta pick the Sabres.
You can't have a Cinderella story that they didn't win. What if Cinderella had Cinderella get a staph infection in her leg and then she couldn't marry the prince?
If I had Keon Coleman, I think I would have taken a team that actually won. I didn't get Keon Coleman, so whatever.
That's a good homer pick. I love it. I'm now I'm picking the 1969 Miracle Mets.
That's on my list. You can't take the Mets from me.
I know. As a San Francisco Giants fan, I'm basically the OG New York team. So as we all know, they were 162, finished first in the NL East, World Series 4-1 over the Orioles, and beat the Braves.
Which way? I like that. Which way you want to go here? Drake Mayer, McLaughlin.
Ooh.
Mayer. I like Mayer.
No, I mean, honestly, May, definitely May.
Okay. I like the upside of May. And then you like anybody on this? Do you like anybody that's not on this list for our next pick here real quick? I'll scroll down, but I don't like anybody on this board right now.
Yeah, I do. I like Charbonnet over McLaughlin straight up.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I
Firemouth.
Also don't hate Firemouth only because it's Arthur Smith, and although no, I should hate that. Never mind.
Yeah.
He unless he's Jonnu Smith, right? Rookies is too early for, I think, the rookie running backs. And we already have 3, so we probably want to double tap either a tight end or a quarterback here, honestly, unless and Charbonnet just went. So
I don't hate Watson. I mean, at the 23rd quarterback, I mean, I hate him as a person. Let me clarify that. Go ahead.
For anyone listening, Firemouth is a bad guy in the movie Shrek, just so you know.
Wait, I was like, what? Is that true?
What a goofy name. Okay.
Let me pick this pick, and then I got 2 picks in a row in our little
Oh,
draft.
Renee's McLaughlin, Mayer, Watson, Otten, Edwards.
Yeah, McLaughlin, Mayer, Watson, Otten, Edwards. I honestly, looking at this list, I think those are the guys.
Sean
I
Johnson.
will let you pick, but I like all of them a little bit.
You couldn't have let me pick the last one. I would have much rather picked the last one. I'm never going to get over that. If Keon Coleman would have made the difference on this team, we'll never let that down. I don't know. I mean, all right, so McLaughlin is gone, so it's going to be between a tight end or a quarterback potentially if Gibson Gibson you just added, but yeah, I would do Watson here and hope we can potentially, although it's too late to really stack here.
You can't stack anybody with him.
Elijah Moore is late, but
yeah. I don't care about the stacks as much here in the big board because I don't think a lot of people are going to be stacking as much as they should. I like Mayer.
With just quickly, Jahan Dotson. I mean, May could end up in Washington. Why don't we go there? I know you don't want to add another receiver.
I hate adding a wide receiver here, but
you owe Ryan so much.
No, don't do receiver. I'd rather save a receiver. Then go Watson.
Okay. I would have went there for you because
he's cute. He's cute. Yeah.
All right. All right. I have 2 picks here in our draft, and man, Miracle Mets. I'm so mad at you. All right. One here that we got to do is 100% like, I mean, Cinderella herself, right? Like that's got to be on here. So I'm gonna go Cinderella herself. And her love story has to be on the Cinderella Story thing. And then this one's tough because I don't know which, like it's a franchise and that there's a few of them. I'm going to go the Mighty Ducks, but I'm not going Mighty Ducks won. All they did was just beat some like losers from like the area, like in a house league. Mighty Ducks 2, they went and won like the worlds from like team whatever that was, Iceland. And I think that was the biggest, those guys are a lot bigger than them. And the one dude learned how to stop. And the one dude had the knuckle puck. Mighty Ducks 2. I like it.
I like how like kids like making a child's movie is like, we're going to teach a kid how to stop, and that's going to be the highlight of the film. Like so wild. I always tell people, like, if you didn't live through, man, they were. Look at that. All right, my pick number 3 for best Cinderella story is the song "Tub Thumping" by Chumbawamba. The person basically gets like wasted every night, but somehow wakes up and is fine and gets back on their feet. So Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping.
I like it. Rye, 3 and 4 for you, and then and when you're done, take a look at the queue.
Okay, I'm gonna go George Mason, the basketball team in 05-06. They made it to the Final Four and lost to Florida, which was the year that was Joakim Noah and Al Horford. That was like a sick team, I think, right? Yeah, that was the same team.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then my last pick is the 07 Giants. And it was mostly because they stopped the Patriots from getting but they were like, what was it? 8-8 going, or 10-6 or something like that. They were not a great team going into the playoffs. They got on a hot streak, which I kind of hate. But then they stopped like the best team, potentially that I've ever seen, from going 17-0. And that was pretty cool. And stopping Tom Brady from doing that and having that, feather in his cap. So good for the Giants. That crazy catch by Mario Manningham, David Tyree. And then the Manningham one was the one down the sideline. But great game and fun team. So we'll pick the Giants for that last pick.
All right. Before Ellie picks her last pick, who do you like here coming up in this queue? We got Antonio Gibson, Juwan Johnson, Hunter Henry, Tyler Conklin, Jonu Smith, all in our queue. Behind there, we have some wide receivers, Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore. Both could be possible stacks for us with our quarterbacks. And then Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, we have Olave, whatever.
I think of the receivers, I'm taking Ricky Pearsall. I know we don't want another rookie, but that's my guy. I like Curtis Samuel, so if you're sold on him, I'd be okay with that. I think Pearsall is going to step in right away and have a role. For running backs, I'm still not out on Bucky Irving. Maybe that's just flag planting, but
let's go Bucky Irving. I jumped on that as soon as you said that. I wanted a running back there, and there was none left. Let's do that. And then I do like Samuel, but I really want a tight end here. I mean, we're just
Polk is still available too.
What's that?
Polk is still available, or did you just go?
He's still available.
Yeah, I mean, I love Polk. Personally, I like him more than Purcell, but I know a lot of smart guys really like Pearsall as well. One of those two guys that I'm good with. Also, I want to stay away from tight end at this point. I think we could potentially get that value in the next round or two. So I don't
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We only have 5 picks after this. We're going to need 2 tight ends at least.
Bristol's gone. So if Polk's there, we got to take him.
Ooh, I'm Samuel over Polk.
Oh, please. I mean,
I'm going to give it to you because you lost the other one, but
mine's in a sad face too. Oh,
look at us. We're getting along.
Down, Ryan.
We're getting this dude's
conspiracy theory hat to feel better.
I know. Look, I get into this. Like I still have hurt feelings over Kelvin Harmon not getting enough of a shot a couple of years ago. Getting drafted in the 7th round, I think it was the Commanders or. Yeah,
there you go. You got your Jalen Polk. You're welcome. Now, Ellie,
guy is nice.
Your last pick in our Cinderella Story draft is
this guy. No, beef on whack guy. My last one is my favorite adaptation of Cinderella, which is the 1998 classic Ever After, starring Drew Barrymore.
That's good.
I had it on VHS, bought it at Walgreens, and then eventually went up to DVD. But it's a great film. If you haven't seen it, it's really sweet. Yeah, Ever After.
No, I like that. All right, let's do. Let's talk about these losers, right? Serrano, Ricky Vaughn, Jake Taylor, guys no one ever heard of, and then they came and they won the pennant. The Cleveland Indians from Major League One were the biggest bunch of underdogs. Cinderella Story. Guy fresh out of jail, wild thing, makes your heart sing. I crushed this draft, guys. You guys were all like, "Oh, let me do real ones," and I did the good ones. So,
ooh, so good. He just 86 himself, everyone. There he is. You were so good. You dropped the mic on your internet.
Ellie, do you have any follow-up questions for us? We can let you go. I know you want to.
Yeah. I think the people want to know how you don't know the difference between Mighty Ducks 1 and Mighty Ducks 2. That's kind of crazy. No, I think this is good. I'm sorry. I'm just tired but wow, my skin looks great today, doesn't it?
It does look like it's glowing. Do you have new skincare that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to plug it. Do we have any sponsors yet?
We don't. We can still get one.
Okay, Lancome, and then no, okay. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the draft. Please take Ryan's picks into consideration. I think we want Ryan around, so we gotta make sure he likes.
I feel like we're working well together here. Don't you worry about it.
All right, I'm just on Team Ryan right now. I feel like he really really made him sad.
He needs a win. He needs a win. So
you brother stole his favorite pen, and then
look, it's just Keon Coleman for me. I'm gonna promote that guy. I think I really do think he's gonna. Who knows? He might be an early second round pick. I hope he goes at the end of the first to one of those like really good teams. But I think he's good. I think he's
get
really,
it.
really good.
Maybe if you're lucky, Lou will get one of those flammable jerseys that aren't from the U.S.
I will get you a Chinese Keon Coleman jersey for sure. It's spelled KOHLMAN. It's spelled. All right, I need. That's okay. We got one funny thing out at the hour 10-minute mark, so that's good.
Okay. So enjoy the rest of your draft.
Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
All right. God bless. Get them safe. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, we are at the end here, Rye. We got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we got 5 picks. I want 2 of them to be tight ends, 1 of them to be a quarterback for sure. We definitely need more running backs. I like AJ Dillon here. I know he's not for a while, but if he signs at Dallas tomorrow, he's way ahead of this.
I think we can wait on him. I don't think anyone's taken him. I think
he's the only one. Look at
Ray Davis and Dameon Pierce. I'd also take Ray Davis.
No, we're gonna fight about that then. Dowdle is the only other running back I'd take before Dillon. And
all right, but I don't want to take a running back there.
Okay. Pick one of the tight ends here. We need one of these tight ends. I like Jonnu in Miami, but Juwan here, and we have Olave. We can't get Carr anymore, but
I don't. I hate it.
Jake.
Let's go Dillon. Just go Dillon.
Oh, I'm not going to get there. Damn it. We went Juwan. I couldn't get there.
Fine. It doesn't matter.
We got to fill. None of these tight ends are exciting. Waller might retire. I'm not really even picking him. Tucker Kraft is kind of a good little show, or little throw in the Ertz in Washington. Like, he's the only guy there now, right? Logan Thomas got.
I would do.
I don't hate fans.
I don't hate Tucker Kraft there. And just bet that Musgrave can't stay healthy. Or
you don't like Jonnu as the only tight end there in Miami?
No, because they're drafting one of these guys. They're definitely one of these teams. They're going to draft.
But who's good outside of Bowers?
There's guys that I think can fill roles. Ben Sinnott, I think, is my guy of the of anyone outside of Bowers, but that's if we wait till the last round. So I'm good doing Dillon there, I suppose. I'm still
I like
Davis
Dillon.
guy.
If Dillon signs almost anywhere Dillon signs tomorrow, he's way higher than a 17th round pick. He's going to sign somewhere. He's got 3 choices, and they were all.
He's very high owned for me, so you don't have to convince me on that. I've taken.
All right.
Let's see. Maybe it's not that high.
All right.
Oh, yeah, only 13%.
All right. So now we're at 18, 19, 20. We definitely need at least 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, and we're falling pretty short there. I like Dowdle just because he's the only one left there, but I don't know if I like another running back. So. You like Dameon Pierce. I just don't. Where's his role going to be? Just behind.
I don't think he's going to make it back to us. You're betting on Mixon, who's a 28-year-old running back.
I like that call. Yeah, I like that call. Nobody else here for me in these running backs.
I have a lot of guys in here. Maybe this is just because I'm constantly taking guys in this range, but I have a lot of guys I'm interested in here. If you want to scroll back up, I can make a case. But Dylan Johnson of the deep sleepers, he's the one I'm somewhat interested in. But
who is that?
Dylan Johnson from Washington. He had a horrible combine. So his RAS is just horrendous. So, he's dropped way down. Tank Bigsby, only because he is the next guy behind ETN, and stranger things have happened. for quarterbacks, I think Bryce Young is in for a resurgence this year. And if we're not stacking any of these guys and we're just trying to hit hot weeks, who's to say he can't do it? The other guys scare the living hell out of me if I have to, Darnold, to me, he's just too much of a risk for a best ball team because I just don't see him starting enough games to matter.
I think he does well and starts enough games. I just don't think he doesn't have that spike week really ability. Who knows? I'm very confident in Darnold. Like I'm buying him in Dynasty. I'm a little bit worried about whether or not he can have big spike weeks in best ball.
Are you at all surprised that Trey Lance hasn't been moved yet? And do you think he's going to get moved for one of these potential backup spots to compete, like Minnesota? I don't know.
I don't see it now. I really like the idea of it, but no, I think everything's pretty much dried up now, and I think he ends up staying where he's at. We'll see, but I mean, you got him. You got now, Pickett that might be available somewhere if they want to get rid of him. Like I don't. There's some of the guys that signed. I thought were guys that should not. So,
what about Seattle?
Seattle makes a little bit of sense. I want to see Fields at Seattle. I think that would be so much fun. I mean, this is coming from a guy that has way too much Fields in Dynasty, and I'm just hoping something still happens.
But hey, listen, we talked about this last week, the dogs and cats. I mean, Fields was my cat because I felt like the winds were kind of blowing in the direction that, was not favoring him, and turned out that way. And Cousins, of course, hits the massive payday. I mean, that's a ton of money for a 36-year-old quarterback, despite how I do think it is going to help their offense overall. I mean, damn, that team's not winning the Super Bowl, and that's $190 million. I'm not signing those checks. So I guess what do I care about? It's a lot of money.
I kind of really want Bryce Young here, but I don't think he lasts.
Yeah, we have to hope for a non-auto pick, which I think this guy might also be auto. Oh no, he's not. Okay, good. Yeah, Bryce is a smash pick here.
I like Tucker Kraft too, but Bryce is my guy here as far as like we need an upside quarterback, and he's got it.
He's going to take him here. I
just have a feeling. We should have asked. I mean, not that it matters. Not that I care about a $10 draft, but we may have a listener in the thing too that jumped in after we said we were going to draft.
The good thing we're psyching him out right now. Perfect.
All right, Bryce. No Tucker. Now we need a third tight end though, but that's fine. All right, so Bryce, that should get us done with quarterbacks. I'm fine with that now. I wouldn't hate double tapping tight end here to end. We are weak.
It's fine. I want Ben Sinnott to be one of them if that's the case.
What's that?
I want Ben Sinnott to be one of them if we're double tapping. He's got to be up there.
Right. He went to Cincinnati, huh? I didn't even realize that.
Who?
Gesicki went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm out on him. He's cooked.
They never had a tight end in there. Parkinson with the Rams, like he got money, but I think that was just about a blocking thing.
Yep, definitely. That's all they want to do. They want to run Kyron, which,
Ben Sinnott just went.
See?
All right. I'm definitely Ertz or Dulcich here right now.
Bigsby. We got to take Bigsby. Don't think we need a sixth running back?
Man.
The fifth running back room?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's harder to hit. I mean, we know he's got a roster spot. He was a third-round pick. Like, some of these guys, we're guessing. Like, they're all in the same bucket to me. So any of these guys, I'm not going to fight you on any of them. The only other one I would add to it, and you're going to hate it because it's a rookie, but it's Theo Johnson, just because he had an insane RAS score. I think it was like 9.99. Like, he was the freakest of the freak athletic profile. So, but again, it's tough to bet on that, especially as a third tight end.
Disley's 1A now in LA, right? I mean, Everett's gone. Oh, Parham's there. I don't know.
I think
kinda
I'm staying away from that, and that's could eventually bite me. But I'd much rather take either like you have as it is, Ertz. I think I have Woods over Dawson Knox just in the off chance that he's the guy.
Yeah.
Will Mallory is also, I don't know why people aren't taking him. Like he's,
Yep.
I think, just as likely to take that that tight end role as Jelani Woods is. So, and Woods can't stay healthy. So, I mean, for a random, weird, unique build where maybe we get, we hit lightning in a bottle here, maybe we take Will Mallory.
I don't hate that. I would have liked that more if it was our fourth, because I just think we're so weak at third. We need to get points, or at tight end, we need to have even just
Someone that's
constant points.
sure.
I think we're playing for floor here, not ceiling so much in this last tight end, because I mean we only have Schultz and Juwan like this. Yeah, we need to get somebody that's going to even score. If we could just, we're basically aiming for 10 points a week from our tight end position just to stay in it. I like it in this order. I like Ertz, Jelani. I probably have Disley over Knox.
I wouldn't. I'd keep Knox. I think keep Knox where he was.
We're going to end up with whoever we want here, probably.
Yep.
I mean,
Right.
everybody is. There's a couple guys with two tight ends here that might take Ertz, but I didn't see Mallory, and maybe someone took him. Let me see. No, he's there.
Oh, there he is.
I don't hate that idea. It's just like you said.
I think if Ertz is gone, I think we should take him over Woods just to be unique.
It could just be a 0 too, and that sucks with this tight end.
But still could. I mean, I guess Ertz is probably not going to be a 0 at this point. But
no, I think Ertz. Yeah, I think Ertz gets a Logan Thomas type numbers. He's not going to do anything super exciting, but I think he. I don't know. I like that. I like the idea. It's the same idea I had with Schultz last year, right? Like rookie quarterback, relying on older tight end.
yeah,
easy thing, easy.
As long as he's not cooked, right? We just need him to not be cooked.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I am going to let's say our goodbyes here.
You want to recap the team that we have here?
Yeah, we'll recap our team. We ended up with here as we come up to our 20th pick. Quarterback, we got Drake May, Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young. Running back, James Cook, Tajay Spears, Zach Moss, Bucky Irving, A.J. Dillon, Tank Bigsby. I really like that group. Wide receivers where we're strongest, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr., Olave, Roman Dunze, JSN, Jordan Addison, Mike Williams, Jalen Polk. That is by far where we're the strongest. And then tight end right now, Dalton Schultz, Juwan Johnson. We're hoping to get Zach Ertz here in 3 picks or I don't know. There's Bellinger's a little bit interesting too. If Waller does, where's you reading that one way or the other? The Waller situation.
I think Waller's going to be gone. I think he's retiring, and I think that they're going to replace Bellinger. I think he's a jag. I think he's a guy.
I think so. I think so too. I mean, he put up decent numbers for his rookie year, but yes, I do believe he's just a guy. But here we go. We should get Ertz. And I'm good with that.
Yeah, he's got 3 tight ends. There's no way. Yeah, I think it's a big, it's unlikely but we just want a spike week or 2. That's all we're looking for at this point.
Yep. Well, let's see here. For Allie Brady, I want to thank her for coming on and sleeping through this for us. And up 30 seconds on the clock, we got Ertz, and that's it. Ryan Mira, I'm Louis G. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.